Jaehaerys Targaryen was the son of King Aenys I and Queen Alyssa Velaryon. Born in 34 AC, he was the youngest of their children. His earliest and youngest of days were spent on the Targaryen ancestral seat in the castle hold of Dragonstone. Dragonstone is a volcanic island located in Blackwater Bay, just off the eastern coast of Westeros. It serves as the ancestral seat of House Targaryen, who built the imposing fortress of Dragonstone with its iconic dragon-shaped architecture long before they conquered the Seven Kingdoms. The castle is known for its dark, brooding design with stone dragons carved into it. The Faith Militant, a military order comprising the warriors' sons and the Poor Fellows, rose in rebellion against Targaryen rule, largely due to their opposition to Targaryen practices such as incestuous marriages and their general disregard for the authority of the faith. There was open rebellion in the streets throughout the whole realm. Pillaging and destruction, chaos ensued, and Targaryen house symbols were destroyed and disassembled. King Aenys tried several times to reconcile his relations with the High Septon and the Faith, but this made the king look very weak, and all attempts at reconciliation were met with resistance and rejection, in turn increasing oppression and rebellion. This made Aenys very stressed and frustrated. By 42 AC, Aenys was overwhelmed by the pressures of rulership, particularly the rebellion against him by the Faith Militant. When his son, Prince Aegon, married his sister, Princess Rhaena, the Faith's opposition intensified, and they declared the Targaryens as abominations. At this critical juncture, Maegor Targaryen, Aenys' half-brother, grasped the opportunity to seize the crown for himself. Aenys' son, Aegon, was the rightful heir, but the realm was in turmoil, and the young prince was in no position to secure the throne. Maegor's rise to power was marked by brutality. Maegor's rule was immediately characterized by his ruthless determination to crush any opposition. His reign, which began in 42 AC, quickly earned him the title of Maegor, the cruel due to his merciless suppression of the Faith Militant and his harsh authoritarian rule. He continued to battle against the Faith, destroying their strongholds and slaughtering those who opposed him. His reign was marked by fear, tyranny, and widespread unrest, setting the stage for one of the darkest periods in Targaryen history. Maegor oversaw the construction of the Red Keep in King's Landing, which still stands proudly and prominently hundreds of years after his death in 48 AC, after a reign marked by brutality and bloodshed. His death remains one of the most mysterious and enigmatic events in Targaryen history. He was found dead, sitting on the Iron Throne, inside the Red Keep itself. With no legitimate heirs, the throne passed to Jaehaerys I, who would go on to become one of the greatest and most revered kings in Westeros. Maegor's death was seen by many as divine retribution, or a fitting end for a king who had ruled through fear and violence, leaving a legacy of horror and bloodshed that haunted the Targaryen dynasty. Jaehaerys marries his sister, Princess Alysanne, forming a powerful and loving partnership that lasts throughout his reign. Jaehaerys married Alysanne in 50 AC, shortly after ascending the throne. Their marriage was solemnized at Dragonstone, and despite the earlier controversies, it was widely accepted and celebrated throughout the realm. Unlike many royal marriages that were primarily political, Jaehaerys and Alysanne's marriage was built on deep mutual respect, love, and shared values. They were true partners in every sense, with Alysanne playing a critical role in both the personal and political aspects of Jaehaerys' life. Jaehaerys mends the rift between the Iron Throne and the faith of the Seven, ending the faith militant uprising and establishing peace. He also makes various legal reforms and codifies the laws of the realm, creating a unified legal system known as the law of the land. Finally, Jaehaerys invests in building roads, such as the King's Road, which connects the north to the southern parts of the kingdom, fostering trade and communication. Haemon, the eldest son of King Jaehaerys I, died in 92 AC. He was serving as the Prince of Dragonstone when he was killed by a crossbow bolt during a skirmish in Tarth, fighting against Myrish pirates. His death was a significant blow to Jaehaerys and led to a succession crisis. Baelon, who was Jaehaerys' second son, died in 101 AC. He was a formidable warrior and served as Hand of the King. Baelon died suddenly of a burst belly, likely appendicitis. At the age of 44, his death, coming after Aemon's, further deepened the succession crisis, eventually leading to the Great Council of 101 AC to determine the next heir, to address the looming succession crisis and ensure a smooth transition of power after his reign. King Jaehaerys I convened the Great Council of 101 AC at Harrenhal, gathering the most powerful lords and noble families from across the 7 kingdoms. The purpose of this unprecedented assembly was to settle the complex and contentious issue of who should succeed him on the Iron Throne. After extensive debate and consideration of multiple claimants, the council ultimately selected his grandson, Viserys Targaryen I, as the most suitable heir, thereby solidifying the future of the Targaryen dynasty and averting potential civil war. Jaehaerys died peacefully in his sleep at the age of 69, leaving behind a legacy as one of the greatest kings in the history of Westeros. Immediately after the death of King Jaehaerys I in 103 AC, his chosen successor, Viserys I, ascended to the Iron Throne without any significant opposition. This transition was smooth due to the decision made at the Great Council of 101 AC, where the realm's lords had overwhelmingly chosen Viserys as the heir, thus resolving the earlier succession crisis.